Have you ever heard of a country where crocodiles are given funerals, where grooms pay their bride price in lifelong installments, and where one of the most admired presidents in Africa today, Ibrahim Traoré, leads with passion and vision? Yes, that's Burkina Faso, a West African nation of deep traditions, strange customs and stories you won't believe until you see them. From villages where people live as best friends with crocodiles, to sandbaths hotter than the Sahara, this is your ticket to discovering 15 mind-blowing facts and taboos you'll only find in Burkina Faso. Number 15. The law lets you marry one wife, or many. In Burkina Faso, the marriage law is unlike anywhere else. Men must decide at their first marriage whether they'll be monogamous or polygamous. And it's a legally binding choice for life. Over 36% of families live in polygamous households, but here's the twist. If you choose one wife, you can never legally marry another, even after divorce or death. If you choose polygamy, you can take more wives. But only under strict rules of fairness, financial stability, and with your first wife's consent. Even marriage registrars can block a wedding if they suspect coercion. This is tradition and law working hand in hand. Number 14. The village where people and crocodiles are best friends. 18 miles west of Ouagadougou lies Bazoulé, a village where over 100 crocodiles live freely in a central pond, and not a single person has been attacked in over 70 years. The story goes back to the 14th century when drought struck. Following crocodiles, villagers found this hidden pond, their lifesaver. From then on, crocodiles became sacred. Every year, they hold the Koum Laker Festival, offering gifts and praying for a good harvest. Locals even read crocodile calls like weather forecasts. These aren't the aggressive Nile crocodiles you might know. They're desert crocodiles, smaller and surprisingly calm. Tourists come from all over the world to sit beside them, feed them, and even take photos sitting on their backs. Number 13. The noble village built from cow dung. Travel to Taboos near the Ghana border, and you'll find homes fit for nobility, built entirely from mud, straw, and cow dung. This is the land of the Kassina people, who have lived here since the 15th century. Their houses, called sukala, are more than shelter, they are living artworks. Women paint the walls with black, red, and white patterns after harvest. Crocodiles and snakes mean power and protection. Moons and stars stand for wisdom and a good harvest. Once done, they coat the walls with special bean oil to protect the designs. Taboos is now recognized as a cultural treasure and an endangered heritage site, attracting travelers who come to see architecture where every wall tells a story. Number 12. No using your left hand. Are you left-handed? Well, in Burkina Faso, that could get you into big trouble, maybe even refused a handshake at the market. Here, the left hand isn't just less popular, it's considered spiritually and socially dirty. Among the Mossi, Gurunsi, and Fulani peoples, the left hand is linked to personal hygiene and bad deeds. Only the right hand is seen as clean, respectful, and honorable. So if you hand someone money, food, or a gift with your left, they might instantly pull back, or think you're being rude or uneducated. In fact, a survey by the Ouagadougou Institute of Anthropology found that over 90% of Burkinabe feel directly offended if given something with the left hand, especially elders and village chiefs. Even naturally, left-handed kids are trained from childhood to use their right hand for social interactions. Number 11. Frequent power and internet shortages. Ever get annoyed when the power goes out for just 15 minutes? Imagine living in a place where having electricity at all is considered lucky. In Burkina Faso, only 56% of urban areas have stable power. In rural areas, that number drops to a shocking 1%, meaning over 17 million people live in complete darkness at night. Power outages 3 to 5 times a week, lasting anywhere from 2 to 12 hours, are totally normal. The internet? Even worse. In many rural regions, it's almost non-existent. In the capital, Ouagadougou, Wi-Fi is slow, expensive, and usually tops out at 25 megabits per second. Too slow for Zoom calls or Netflix. If you visit, you'll probably need to buy a 4G SIM from Orange or Telecel, and maybe even bring a solar charger, because in Burkina Faso, outlets aren't always around when you need them. Number 10. Africa's biggest film festival is here. When most people picture Burkina Faso, they imagine a quiet, agricultural country. But did you know it's actually the cinematic heart of Africa? Since 1969, Ouagadougou has hosted the Festival Pan-Africain du Cinéma et de la Télévision, or FESPACO, the largest film festival in Africa. Held every 2 years, it draws over 100,000 attendees from across the continent and beyond, screening more than 200 films each time. The top award? The Etalon d'Or de Yanenga, the African Oscar, named after the legendary female warrior Yanenga, the founding mother of the Mossi people. FESPACO is more than a film festival. It's a celebration of African culture, storytelling, and unity. Number 9, don't touch someone's hair. In Burkina Faso, hair isn't just fashion, it's deeply spiritual. Among the Mossi and Gurunsi people, hair is believed to be the home of the soul, a sacred connection to ancestors. Local women spend hours, sometimes 4 to 6, braiding traditional styles that can show marital status, social class, and even luck. Some only braid during a new moon for spiritual blessings. So, visitors, take note, never touch someone's hair, especially women or children. Even if you want to compliment them, do it with words, not hands. It's a sign of respect. And in Burkina Faso, respect is everything. Number 8, people don't bathe with water. Imagine the Sahara sun beating down on you at 104 degrees Fahrenheit, and no water to bathe. In Burkina Faso's dry Sahel region, that's normal life. Instead of showers, locals take sand baths. Yep, hot, sun-baked sand poured over the body, rubbed in to remove sweat, dirt, and dead skin. It's like an all-natural sauna and massage in one. Some even bury themselves in the hot sand to relax muscles, something luxury spas now charge hundreds for. But here it's just tradition. And it's not just about cleanliness. Many believe hot sand eases aches, warms the body at night, and even helps digestion if placed on the stomach. Number 7, the least urbanized society in Africa. While most of Africa is sprinting toward urbanization, Burkina Faso is holding on to rural life. Around 80% of the population survives on subsistence farming. That means growing just enough to feed the family, raising a few goats or chickens, and only taking surplus to market to trade for salt, oil, or soap. It sounds peaceful. But nature isn't always kind. Drought, desertification, and swarms of locusts can wipe out food in hours. And US cotton subsidies have crashed prices, making it hard for local farmers to survive. As of 2024, only 22% of Burkinabe live in cities, one of the lowest rates in the entire world. Number 6, no honking. After 9 p.m., in most cities, horns are just noise. In Burkina Faso, honking after 9 p.m. can actually get you fined. In Ouagadougou and towns like Bobo Dioulasso, the night belongs to the ancestors. Sudden noise? It's seen as a spiritual disturbance. Honk at 10 p.m., and you might shock an elder, wake a child, and earn yourself a $2.50 fine, about the price of a full dinner at the night market. Some villages even have night sound patrols to keep the peace. By 10 p.m., over 150 radio stations shut off, leaving only the sounds of drums, insects, and the wind over the millet fields. Number 5, the indigenous aliens of West Africa. High on the cliffs of the Bandiagra Plateau lives the Dogon people, famous not just for their cliffside homes, but for their mind-blowing knowledge of space. Long before telescopes, they knew Sirius wasn't a single star but a binary, possibly even triple, system. They described the 50-year orbit of Sirius B around Sirius A, something NASA only confirmed in the 1970s. Their legend says this knowledge came from beings called Nomo, who arrived from Sirius in a spiral-shaped ship. Some researchers believe if aliens ever visited Earth, the Dogon might have been their first students. Number 4, installment plan weddings. In Burkina Faso, you don't always pay for a wedding in one go. Among the Mossi and Gurunsi, the groom gives a deposit, maybe a chicken, millet, or firewood, then pays the rest over years, usually after each harvest. Every gift is a promise. I'm still committed to caring for your daughter. It keeps families connected, and if the marriage struggles, the bride's family can even say, the bride price isn't paid in full, and step in. Here, a wedding isn't just a day. It's an ongoing journey between two families. Number 3, mobile markets on heads. In Burkina Faso, you don't go to the market comes to you. Vendors carry everything in baskets balanced perfectly on their heads: fresh fruit, dried fish, grilled meat, even full tea shops with charcoal kettles. The sales pitches are just as creative. Oranges as sweet as first love, or buy mangoes and your skin will glow. Vendors might dance, sing, or mimic voices just to make you laugh. It's like street theater meets grocery shopping, an open-air Broadway of West Africa. Number 2, music in the nation's veins. In Burkina Faso, kids often learn to drum before they can write. Music is history, identity, and resistance. Instruments like the balafon and korongoni aren't museum pieces. They're played at every wedding, funeral, and coming-of-age ceremony. The griots, storytellers and musicians, are keepers of tribal memory, tax-exempt, and given places of honor. Under revolutionary leader Thomas Sankara, folk songs even spread political awareness to people who couldn't read. Festivals like Festima with drumming and mask dances are now UNESCO-recognized treasures. Number 1, one of the most admired presidents in Africa. Today, Ibrahim Traoré leads with passion and vision. At just 35 years old, Captain Ibrahim Traoré is rewriting what leadership looks like in Africa. Rising to power in September 2022 after a popular military takeover, Traoré is now the youngest head of state in the world, and one of the most talked-about presidents on the continent. In Burkina Faso, he's not just seen as a leader, but as a symbol of hope. Known for his simple lifestyle, military discipline, and powerful speeches, Traoré has captured the hearts of millions who see him as a man of the people. He's often spotted wearing his signature military beret and speaking directly to citizens, without the distant formality many politicians keep. His mission? To free Burkina Faso from years of instability caused by terrorism, corruption, and economic hardship. Since taking office, Traoré has prioritized security, reorganizing the military, empowering local defense groups, and working to reduce the country's dependency on foreign powers. This stance has made him both admired and controversial, especially as he's called for greater African unity and independence from colonial-era influence. Whether you agree with his politics or not, there's no denying that Ibrahim Traoré has become a powerful figure, not just in Burkina Faso, but across Africa. His story is still being written, but for now, he stands as a leader who has inspired a generation to believe in change. So there you have it, 8 fascinating truths about Burkina Faso that most people have never heard before. Which one shocked you the most? Could you handle a sandbath, a no-honking law, or an installment plan wedding? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and if you love discovering the world's hidden cultures, subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive.